All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? Let me just finish getting set up. All right. There we go. Hey, I got something awesome for us today. I think I'm all set up. Thanks for joining. Hey, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat if the music is okay? I don't even know if you can hear. I don't know. All right. Butter, you want to say hi? You don't want to say hi at all? You want to take your bone with you? It's in this one. You want to put it in your bed? Love you, man. I appreciate you. Butter's such a good dog, man. He just cruises off to the side when I pick up my mace. So, you know. Yeah, I was worried about getting a dog, and I was worried about getting Butter and him wanting to play with me while I'm swinging a mace. And I'm just very blessed in that Butter never had that habit. So, all right. So I wanted to get into some fun combos that I've been having. The outside sword swing. So I'm just going to do an outside sword swing real quick. It can go forward or it can go backward. We're going to be practicing the outside sword swing today. We got some good drills that'll help us get through this. All right, so I like the outside sword swing. It's good for the wrist. It teaches the fingers how to talk to the wrist and communicate with the elbow and communicate with the shoulder while under stress. All right, so here's all we're gonna do is let's just do some inside circles with our finger followed by outside. So typically this is what we do for mobility. Okay, so let's practice this inside motion. And what I want to do is I want to rotate away from the hand. Pretty easy, we'll just do that a couple times. I'm going to pivot my knee in. I'm going to drive my heel up off of the floor. I'm going to keep my elbow pretty close. Now I'm going to roll my fingers. Do it the other side. I like it. I don't know if you can hear the music. I put it on random and digging it. Inside, drive the heel, drive the knee. I'm rotating inside and then just gonna pull it. Think of it like saying goodbye real fancy to somebody. All right, last time. Swear to God, this is going to turn into a mace lesson. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. Let's just do it a little lower. Ooh, okay, maybe see what we got going on now. I'm going to start up a little high. I'm going to circle my fingers in and pivot and curl my fingers up. Up. You'll notice this is a little bit easier and your arm is traveling in a circle. And my elbow, it's staying fairly close to my midsection. And on this next couple wrist rolls, I'm gonna tuck my hip into my elbow, or my elbow into my hip. I'm gonna do that by driving my hip up a little bit. And then I'm gonna connect my elbow. And I'm gonna flex my obliques. I'm giving my elbow a platform to relax on as I go through my wrist roll. Oh, that's so easy. Okay. Hey, let's do this on the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna do the wrist roll. So I'm gonna do it a little lower. I'm gonna come back up to top. Still gonna pivot in. Does anybody golf? I don't golf, but I can imagine that this is maybe feels similar. I don't know. All right, let's focus on the hand making a little bit of a circle. Yeah. Okay, let's just do one last one. Okay. All right, last one on the right side. Try and connect if you can. If not, no big deal. Your body will naturally do it over time. But let's do a big circle. Probably questions like, hey, when do I circle my hands in? Don't worry about that. Should I make a fist right away and then come over? Don't worry, just do whatever is natural. It's all good. Everything will make sense in a bit. All right, we'll do the other side. Just focusing on rolling the fingers, staying connected, driving the hip, driving the toe, and then making a big circle. Okay. I like just kind of teaching that mechanic so you kind of have an understanding of what we're doing. All right, so I'm doing a wrist roll. And you'll see my fingers all slowly open up one at a time from a fist to rolling everything in. You guys see that? Let me get a little closer. All right. Wrist roll. Wrist roll. All right, so as you're doing this with your mace, it's called an outside sword swing. It is easier by the balance point. So depending on what kind of mace you have, there's a place that you can be extremely balanced in, right? So we call that center mass. If you do your outside sword swing, it takes away a lot of the tension in the wrist. But then, start lifting your elbow to make it to the center. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna hold my mace, bottom going up. From here, I'm going to open my hand and pivot. Now your hand's kind of figuring out the timing of when to open and when to close. Open, roll and close. All right, so I go to this pinch grip on my index finger and my thumb, where I'm holding the mace as best I can, or just securing it by pinching my thumb into my index finger. From there, the mace rolls over and my hand ends up being flat. And at that point, I reconnect with the mace and I start to curl in my pinky, my index, my thumb. Well, it all happens very naturally. I don't know if you're doing it, but if you are, fuck yeah. All right, let's do the other side. All right, so my right side is the side I do a lot of my articulation on, my writing, my chopping. And so I tend to be better coordinated with my right side. My left side doesn't always work as well. So you might notice a few things happening as you go through this. All right, so I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna open the gate, let the tail drop back, curl the tail up. Bring it back. Okay, looks like my left wrist is rolling pretty good today. Front sword swing. Or I'm sorry, outside sword swing. I don't do the outside sword swing in the front a lot. I do it every now and then. But it is a very good way to practice is, all right, let's stop there, is learning to move in front of you before you take it and do it on the side. All right, so I'm gonna bring the mace, it looks like a 45-degree angle away from me. I'm gonna create a little space between my ankle and the mace. I'm gonna bring my elbow behind me just a little bit, and from there I'm going to go forward. Outside sword swing. Outside sword swing. On the side. Let's try the other side. Outside sword swing. A lot of momentum going to the tail, so it's always nice to funnel it somewhere. Okay, so a couple things I've been doing with the outside sword swing lately, one of my favorites, is I'll step with the outside sword swing and just go into an outside mill. I'll catch the mace thumb down, shut my armpit, do that outside sword swing, step with it, and a mill. Catch the top, step cross front, bring the mace, grab thumb up, mill, catch, cross front, sword swing, mill, up. All right, so whenever I learn a new move, or like practice a new move, like for instance, this outside sword swing, I like to just try and connect it to a bunch of different moves. So let's make that the focus for today. The outside sword swing, we'll just add a couple of basic moves to it, or maybe not even basic, we'll just have fun. Let me get a quick drink of water. What is today, Saturday? Is it Saturday? Fuck yeah, Saturday. Now G in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining. Okay. All right, we're going to do an outside sword swing and then a bow and arrow. All right, so we can do the outside sword swing on the side. We're going to catch in landmark 3 rotated and then shoot our arrow behind us. Outside sword swing. Rotated landmark 3. Bow and arrow. I guess from here we could drop the arrow rotated cross body. Switch to the top. There's that outside sword swing. Arrow down, switch to 3. There it is. Oh yeah, bottom. Forgot where I was. Oh. All right, so you guys remember earlier when I was doing the wrist? I can't think of what the fuck I called it. Anyways, remember when we were doing this earlier? We were going from when we were rolling our wrist, there it is, from the top position and then through the bottom. So you'll notice that in this landmark 3 position, it's that same pattern, all right? So voila, back arrow, bottom. And then, if you ever want to switch sides, it's always easy just to do one of the moves twice. In this case, we did, I don't know what we did. We did one of the moves twice. It was probably the outside sword swing, right? Yeah. Cool. All right, so we could do our outside sword swing in the front and then connect it to a lateral arrow instead of a back arrow. So our goal would be to do the outside sword swing and a bow and arrow combo. I think I have something. So start landmark 3, we'll do our wrist roll, our step through, and we'll just step all the way through. Hey, Butter. Thanks, man. Butter and I watched Mortal Kombat the other day, and I think he's got the idea of what happens if you get hit with the mace. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna still do that cross front step and shoot my arrow in that same lateral direction. Okay, here we go. Augustine says, hi, Butter. We have under, step through. From here, I could switch again. Beautiful. And it feels like the same pattern. But the arrow, the opposite direction. That's cool, though. All right, so the bow and arrow. One that I was playing with that I really enjoyed was the Shaolin Zero. The Shaolin Zero goes under the armpit. We hold the mace on the forearm from the bend of our arm to the top of our wrist. The mace is connected there 100%. There shouldn't be any gaps or weird shit like that. Oh man. The back of my hand. It's about the size of the mace. My thumb wraps over the mace. Don't grab, don't do this. This does look cool. Alright, and there's some other. This is our Shaolin Zero. Shoulders down, we're not lifting with our shoulder. Lats activated. You can coil and tuck your obliques just a little bit. I like the hand to be just about or just a little higher than the shoulder. I think that looks aesthetically pleasing. All right, from there, we're going to connect that with our outside sword. I'm going to step towards it just like I did the bow and arrow. But instead of going into the bow and arrow, I'm going to tuck the mace behind my back through my arm and end up in Shaolin. From there, I'm just going to bring the mace back up, swing back through, and I'll be able to do a front facing. Alright, what I want to do, I want to switch to the opposite side. I'm just going to do 2 moves. I want to move twice. And there we go, now I'm on my right side. Very good. They have it. Outside sword swing. I don't remember how to do it. There it goes. And then what was I doing? I was just popping it back up. Very good. I'm sure you guys have gone through that as well, where you have it on one side and you can't figure out the move on the other. Part of the journey. And then so going to a level 2 move, we'll go to a level 1 move, a 360. Try that out. All right, so outside 360. Catching that beautiful landmark 3. Scoop under. I'm going to go ahead and rotate towards the tail and stand the mace back up. I'm going to swing. Grab the tail. Up. Rotate. Swing. Alright, this one worked out nice. Notice my right leg's the only leg stepping, so let's see if we can, yeah, there it is. Left leg step, I think. Alright, left leg back. Let's see if we just mix it up. Man, that 360, ooh, I like that pattern. I could just get lost there. Man, I could really spend some time there. Okay, that was fun. All right, thank you so much for joining me and playing around with the outside sorcerer. How funny. It looks so much cooler with me. All right, hey, take it easy on your wrists and elbows. Whenever I learn a fun move, I tend to overdo it. Remember, flow is also a pain inhibitor. So when you're high on flow, it's hard to notice the discomfort that you might be going through. So let your body adapt naturally to these moves. And what do I mean by that is like, whatever, you'll figure it out. Lots of love, guys. I appreciate you joining me. I'm going to try and make the Saturday my live day where I get to share with you guys. And I'll figure out how to schedule these. Make them a little bit better, predictable in that way. Lots of love, y'all. Thanks for joining.